All right, welcome everyone to the All About Nothing podcast kind of daily show. I am Barrett Gruber, host of the All About Nothing podcast with Zach King. You can find me across all of social media at Barrett Gruber. With me is the host of the podcast Black, White, and Blue in the South with Dr. Jamil Brooks, Mr. Bill Kimler. Follow him across all social media at Political Bill SC. If you want to participate in the show, you can chat with us on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. You can find links at the top of our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com. Please follow, subscribe wherever you are listening to us. Let's get it started. Hey,
So,
Bill.
Barrett, why did you drag me into the show early today? This is about a half hour earlier than we normally go live. We're catching the world unawares here.
That's true. So here in about another 9 minutes, you and I are going to be, I guess... We are what is it that what do the Partridge Brothers do? Not the Partridge Brothers, fucking Elon.
How old are you?
Yeah, sorry. Elon and not Elon. Eli and the Peyton.
Oh, the Peyton Manning and the Manning brothers on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, they sit there and talk nonsense.
Partridge Brothers.
Over football.
Dude, that sounds like what a 90-year-old would say. Remember the Partridge Family?
We're not talking about guys with the highest level of IQ. Both of them have suffered some pretty severe concussions during their football playing days. So.
Oh, what are you imbibing over there?
Yeah, right. So, but yeah, no. So we are going to watch the president give his address. Is there any speculation as to?
Well, first of all, let's do our first prop bet here. How many minutes late? You said like in 9 minutes, in 8 minutes, he's going to go live. How much you want to bet what's the over under and how many minutes late it's going to actually start? Because he's not known for being on time.
Let's say the over under is 10 minutes.
Like I would almost say the over under is an hour. Like when he has a rally, he's often an hour or more late.
Yeah. His plane literally will not, because when he did campaign rallies, they did them from airport hangars.
Right.
Because an airport hangar is large enough that if you put a couple thousand people in there, you can make it look like from angles with the cameras, make it look like there's several more thousand people. Where Kamala Harris had rallies that were inside and outside of hangars, which legitimately had like 10 to 15,000 people. Trump was only pulling out like 2,000 people.
And yet she didn't win the election for some weird reason.
I know why she didn't win the elections, because one, people didn't show up.
Well, let's not get down that rabbit hole. We had always said, or not always said, I would say we recently said, we wished we were live recording when something of note happened.
Agreed.
So we felt it was fortuitous that Donald Trump announced in advance that he was going to hold a random address to the nation. So we said, this is our opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do a live talk over as he's talking. Let's speculate on what he's going to say. And then you even provided some Trump bingo cards.
I did.
And I got to curse you for that. Damn you, Barrett Gruber, because you know what that forces me to do? It forces me to pay attention to that bloviating bunghole.
That's fair. Yeah.
Normally I would have just tuned him out after 3 seconds, but now I have this grid that I have to go stare at and try to match what I'm hearing to all these random things on this grid to see who wins.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And I feel for you. You're right. That is.
So what's the purpose of this address to the nation? What is your speculation?
I have told people that I wake up every day saying today is going to be the day. Today is.
You think it's going to be like that movie Dave? Do you recall that movie with Kevin Kline?
I do.
So at the end, Kevin Kline says he needs to exit being the president, so he holds a press conference and then passes out, right? And then the real president ends up dying in the hospital, and so they think the president just died. So I'm wondering if they're going to do a Dave scenario live, like in the middle of whatever he's bloviating about, that he's just going to fall out of his chair.
That's a good idea, and possible. I mean,
Well, they've already announced what he's going to talk on.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, they just basically said that he's going to talk about his accomplishments over the last 11 months. So is there a very real chance that this is going to be a boring address?
Yes. I had at least hoped that, not hoped, but I thought it was going to be something interesting. He's preempting the finale of Survivor. for this. And I'm caught.
Isn't Mark Burnett, the producer of Survivor, like one of Trump's buddies?
It's supposedly. I'm thinking maybe they're not as close as Mark Burnett might have thought, because Survivor usually gets something like the finale of Survivor usually gets like 15, 16 million people watching live, and then on,
those are the kind of the numbers we draw. That's the big deal. That's who cares? So you're watching the feed over off to the side, I assume, right?
I have the feed going over here right now.
Right, so don't cut over at 9. Only cut over if you see the orange man himself.
I can do that. Because
I don't want to stare at an empty picture of the White House. I'd rather look at you.
Well, I can tell you this. It's from the feed. The AP feed has the two enormous penises sticking. I'm sorry, flagpoles at the north and south ends sides of the White House. I can give you a traffic report of the Beltline.
No, give me other predictions of what he might do. So let's say the script says he's going to talk about the last 11 months of accomplishments, but he's going to go off script. So what is he going to go off script and talk about? Is he going to talk about his plan to invade Venezuela for some reason?
I have a suspicion that we're going to hear about Venezuela. Tomorrow is the day that the Epstein files are supposed to be released by the Department of Justice, and I suspect that isn't going to happen. So
any chance he resigns on the air, a Nixon speech?
That's what I'm talking about, Bill. That's the kind of good news I want to put into the universe, man. That's the kind of stuff I think.
I mean, is it good news that JD Vance now is President JD Vance?
You know what? I don't.
And now we also have Vice President Mike Johnson. Come on.
You're throwing a lot of negatives into what should be a positive, man. That's
Am I seeing the glass half full of poison here?
No, it's like half full. It's like a quarter full.
Are we taking shots every time Trump mentions Biden or blames Biden?
That would have been a good idea.
We'll be out within 10 minutes. We'll be on the floor.
Potentially. In fact, I was gifted a special beer yesterday at bowling that is like 9.5%, but I still have 2 days of the week left after today that I have to do work tomorrow. Alcohol doesn't agree with me if I get a hangover. The last time that I had any alcohol while we were doing this show, I had a hangover into the next day, and it took a little bit for me to figure out what it was that made me feel I had a headache.
I don't remember seeing you drinking on our show ever.
It was vodka.
It's always me that's sitting here, slurping up my Merlot.
It was vodka. It was that coffee flavored vodka that I was drinking.
Oh, that's right. I do recall that.
Yeah, and ultimately, again, alcohol. I don't drink.
It had absolutely no impact on your personality, unfortunately. You would have thought it would have turned you into a wild and crazy guy, and it did nothing.
This is as shiny as it gets.
Yeah.
So
what else could he announce?
I figured I thought maybe that he'd be announcing a war with Venezuela. How
fucked up was that truth post that he put out there yesterday about Venezuela? Did you see that?
No, I missed that one. What was that?
He had a whole paragraph about how Venezuela has stolen our land and our oil. The way one person put it says, replace the word Venezuela with Ukraine, and it might as well have been Putin writing it. Because you read what he wrote, and you can just do a quick search on it now, but read what he wrote. He literally thinks Venezuela stole land from the United States. And it's like, where? What? So he's building up some sort of case.
So I am hearing gunshots outside of my window. And it wasn't just like one or two. It was several rounds being fired off.
Are you serious?
Yeah, absolutely. No, just I heard it sounded like it was probably a good distance away, but I literally just heard gunshots being fired
dude,
off.
If you catch some strays on the air, that would be epic for the show.
You want to see me go
No, nothing that bad. Just the shoulder, maybe. Something that you can feel it, but not be completely ruined by it.
It was not directly outside my house. I suspect that it was not in my neighborhood, but it was definitely it was towards the east, which the airport is east of me. I am on the western approach to the Columbia airport. So that was odd. And I'm like,
all right, it's 1 minute after 9. No Trump yet?
I'm hearing more gunshots. That's odd. I don't know what's going on.
So are you legitimately
no
nervous from hearing that?
It's a little nerve-wracking to hear something like that going on behind you. It's not something that's actually happened before. I've not heard gunshots. If anybody lives in the West Columbia area of South Carolina and is somewhere between, I don't know, Barnyard Flea Market and the here we go. He is on. So
he is on 901. Wow, lost that bet.
Yeah. Let me pull it up.
All right, let's see. I'll see you whip this out.
Inflation was the worst in 48 years.
Oh,
and some
bingo
in the history of our country.
I think I won bingo already.
Than ever before, making life unaffordable for millions and millions of Americans. This happened during a Democrat administration, and it's when we first began hearing the word affordability. Our border was open,
I could have sworn
and because of this, our country was being invaded by an army of 25 million people, many who came from prisons and jails, mental institutions,
yeah.
asylums. They were drug
asylums. He said asylum, right?
And even 11,888 murders, more than 50% of whom killed more than one person. This is what the Biden administration allowed to happen to our country, and it can never be allowed to happen again.
Oh my God.
We had men playing in women's sports.
We did.
Gender for everyone. Crime at record levels with law enforcement, and words such as that just absolutely forbidden. We had the worst trade deals ever made, and our country was laughed at from all over the world, but they're not laughing anymore. Over the past 11 months, we have brought more positive change to Washington than any administration in American history. There's never been anything like it, and I think most would agree. I was elected in a landslide, winning the popular vote and all 7 swing states and everything else, with a mandate to take on a sick and corrupt system that really just took the wealth from people and crushed the dreams of the American people. For the last 4 years, the United States was ruled by politicians who fought only for
Did he say something about crushing the
illegal
dreams
aliens,
of the American people?
Career criminals, corporate lobbyists, prisoners, terrorists, and above all, foreign nations, which took advantage of us at levels never seen before.
Oh, levels never seen before. I got that.
Towns with illegal aliens. They decimated your hard-earned savings. They indoctrinated your children with hate for America. They just released a level of violent felons that we had never seen.
Has he said, believe me yet? Oh, strongest borders in history.
War. They caused mayhem. They caused a horrible situation all over the globe. But now,
when he says
you have a president who fights for the law-abiding, hardworking people of our country, the ones who make this nation run, who make this nation work. And after just 1 year, we have achieved more than anyone could have imagined. Starting on day one, I took immediate action to stop the invasion of our southern border. For the past 7 months, 0 illegal aliens have been allowed.
Strongest borders in history. Here it comes.
Their feet, which everyone said was absolutely impossible. Do you remember when Joe Biden said that he needed Congress to pass legislation to help close the border? He was always blaming Congress and everyone else. As it turned out, we didn't need legislation. We just needed a new president. We inherited the worst border anywhere in the world, and we quickly turned it into the strongest border
bingo
of our country. In other words, in a few short months, we went from
no, not yet.
To best. We're deporting criminals, restoring safety to our most dangerous cities. Just take a look at Washington, D.C. It's at levels of safety that we've never seen before.
We've never seen before.
Yeah, never seen before. Bloodthirsty foreign drug cartels. We did that all by ourselves with our people, and we're so proud of it because they were poisoning and destroying our population. Drugs brought in by ocean and by sea are now down 94.
What sea have they been brought in by?
Broken the grip of sinister woke radicals in our schools
would be the Gulf
and
of America,
control
sir.
over
Is that a sea or is it a gulf?
now in the hands of our great and
Gulf
loving states.
Sea.
Where
It's now the Sea of America.
That's it.
after rebuilding the United States military in my first term, and with the addition we are adding right now, we have the most powerful military anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. I've restored American strength, settled 8 wars in 10 months, destroyed the Iran
Has he done the accordion yet?
war in Gaza, bringing for the first time in
I think he's
3,000
holding
years
himself up.
peace to the Middle
That's true. He would have to show his bum hand if he did the accordion.
East,
Yeah, he's keeping it
both
very.
living and dead. Here at home,
His
we're
right
bringing
hand is
our
the one that
economy
has moved,
back
but his
from the
left
brink
hand
of
is
ruin.
definitely holding
The
him
last
up.
administration and their allies in Congress looted our treasury for trillions of dollars,
What?
driving up prices and everything at levels never seen before. I am bringing those high prices down and bringing them down very fast. Let's look at the facts. Under the Biden administration, car prices rose 22% and in many states 30% or more. Gasoline rose 30 to 50%. Hotel rates rose 37%.
Come on, say
Airfares
frankly.
rose 31%. Now, under our leadership, they are all coming down and coming down fast. Democrat politicians also sent the cost of groceries soaring, but we are solving that too. The price of a Thanksgiving turkey was down 33% compared to the Biden last year. The price of eggs is down 82% since March, and everything else is falling rapidly. And it's yet, but boy, are we making progress. Nobody can believe what's going on.
No, we
Here
can't.
are just some of
That is
the
a
efforts
fact.
that we have underway. You will see in your wallets and bank accounts in the
There's
new
quite
year.
literally no reason
After
for us to
years
believe
of
it.
record-setting falling incomes, our policies are boosting take-home pay at a historic pace. Under Biden, real wages.
Hey, Barrett, has your take-home pay increased at a historic rate?
Under
Nope.
Trump, the
I
Yep,
mean-
neither here.
we're seeing a wage increase of $1,300. For construction workers, it's $1,800. For miners, we're bringing back clean,
Oh,
beautiful
he's talking about miners again.
3,000.
Uncomfortable territory.
And for the first time in years, wages are rising much faster than inflation. Remember
Whoa,
that.
that's
the
a
wages,
hard
just
claim.
look at it. Wages are going up much faster than inflation. How big is that? Very importantly, there are more people working today than at any time in American history.
Unemployment rate's higher than it's been in 15 years.
Yeah.
You missed that point.
Office have been in the private sector. Think of that. 100% of all jobs have been in the private sector rather than government, which is the only way to make a country powerful and great. This historic trend will continue. Already, I've secured a record-breaking $18 trillion of investment into the United States, which means jobs, wage increases,
Yeah, that's from the Bureau of Made-Up Facts.
national security. Much of this success has been accomplished by tariffs. My favorite word, tariffs.
I think he's afraid of the Supreme Court ruling against his tariffs.
is
Yeah.
against
Oh,
us.
for sure. Because
I think that's what this is about.
Companies know that if they build in America, there are no tariffs. And that's why they're coming home to the USA in record numbers. They're building factories and plants at levels we haven't seen. AI, automobiles. We're doing what nobody thought was even possible, not even remotely possible. There has never, frankly, been anything like it.
Oh, frankly, got it.
Our country was dead.
Oh,
We
you're
were
right.
absolutely
Frankly, was on my list.
Our country was ready to fail, totally failed. Now,
This is
without
the longest I've ever paid attention to him.
anywhere in the
My
world,
brain hurts.
said by every single leader that I've spoken to over the last 5 months. Next year, you will also see the results of the largest tax cuts in American history that were really accomplished through our great, big, beautiful bill, perhaps the most sweeping legislation
Beautiful. Got it.
passed in Congress.
Oh, I got 2 away from a bingo.
Different bills up into one beautiful bill. That includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. Under these cuts, many families will be saving between $11,000 and $20,000 a year. And next spring is projected to be the largest tax refund season of all time. Because of tariffs, along with the just passed One Big Beautiful Bill, tonight I am also proud to announce that more than 1,450,000, think of this, 1,450,000 military service members will receive a special, we call Warrior Dividend before Christmas, a Warrior Dividend in honor of our nation's founding in 1776.
Nobody's getting it.
Every soldier, $1,776. Think of that. And the checks are already on the way. Nobody understood that one until about 30 minutes ago. We made a lot more money than anybody thought because of tariffs, and the bill helped us along. Nobody deserves it more than our military. And I say congratulations to everybody. And by the way, we now have record enlistment in our military. And last year we had among the worst recruitment numbers in our military's history. What a difference a year makes. In addition, I'm doing what no politician of either party has ever done, standing up to the special interest to dramatically reduce the price of prescription drugs. I negotiated directly with the drug companies and foreign nations, which were taking advantage of our country for many decades, to slash prices on drugs and pharmaceuticals by as much as 400, 500, and even 600%. In other words, your drug costs will be plummeting downward. And I used the threat of tariffs to get foreign countries who would never have done it to pay the cost of this giant dollar reduction. They stopped.
I wish I had a slot here for incorrect math.
4 days ago.
Like, what's a 600% drop?
This in the history of our country, drugs have only gone up, but now they're going down by numbers never conceived possible.
Because they
it's called most favored nation. And no president has ever had the courage or ability to get this done until now. The first of these unprecedented price reductions will be available starting in January through a new website, TrumpRx.gov.
Oh, good God.
These cuts will greatly reduce the cost of
all
health.
They sell is Viagra.
Also taking on the gigantic health insurance companies that have gotten rich on billions of dollars of money that should go directly to the people. The money should go to the people. That's you. So they can buy their own health insurance, which will give far better benefits at much lower costs. It will be far better health insurance. The current Unaffordable Care Act was created to make insurance companies rich. It was bad health care at much too high a cost.
And let me just tell you,
see that now in the state.
I wouldn't even try correcting them. There's no fact checking here. You don't have time.
And they are demanding those increases.
I don't disagree with them.
It's their
I think
fault.
that the Affordable Care Act could have been a good thing, but it has made
the Democrats' fault. It's the Unaffordable Care Act, and everybody knew it. Again, I want the money to go directly to the people so you can buy your own health care. You'll get much better health care at a much lower price.
No, you won't.
The only losers will be insurance companies that have gotten rich, and the Democrat Party, which is totally controlled by those same insurance companies.
They
will not
took
be happy,
hundreds of
but
millions
that's okay
of
with
dollars
me
in
because you, the people, are finally going to be getting great health care at a lower cost.
Don't forget that.
Another major focus is the cost of energy. For years, the radical left Democrats exploited the green energy.
I think there it is, radical left.
Funnel many billions of dollars into their own massive slush funds as their energy restrictions drastically drove up prices, and they drove them up at record levels. Electricity costs surged 30 to 100% under.
What does it say in your box in your upper left corner, Barrett?
$1,000 to $10,000 in higher.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to show people on the screen. This is what we're working off right here.
You lost. On day one, I declared a national energy emergency.
Mine just says the Trumpism checklist, but is that a box you can check?
Cents a gallon in much of the country. In some states, it, by the way, just hit $1.99 a gallon.
Yeah, my left box says the Trumpism checklist, so I don't even know how to check that off.
Electrical generating plants, a record, and it's a record that won't be.
All right, I'm going to check it. So I'm one away from declaring bingo here. If he mentions his 2024 victory as a mandate,
dramatic.
Then I
already.
win.
No,
The
you already won.
Democrat
Then
inflation
he
No, he
disaster.
didn't mention 2024 mandate.
History
he
of our
did. It was,
country
he said it was
also
because he
robbed
won all the
millions
7
of
swing
Americans
states,
of
and it was a
home
man.
ownership.
Oh, did he say all that?
Yeah,
Dream.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah,
Yearly
you won.
cost of a typical
Then I got my bingo across the top row.
There you go.
$1,000
That does it for
me.
this show, people.
Democrat
Thank you for
rule.
watching. We're
in
done
11
watching.
months. We've already that annual cost
Now you have to dye your beard blue.
$1,000, and it's coming down a lot lower. Wait till you
Zach is
see
watching us
the
on
numbers
TikTok,
are going to be
and,
shocking. And I'll
He
soon
is,
announce our next chairman of the Federal Reserve.
Zach, you've heard him.
someone who
now.
believes in
No. Actually, because it was a Trump thing, you have to dye it orange.
payments
Oh,
will be coming down even further early.
Blue on one side, orange on the other. Those are the new rules.
The new year, I will announce some
That's
of
fair.
the most aggressive housing reform plans in American history.
Well, Barrett, doesn't sound like he's resigning.
Was the colossal
No, it
border
does
invasion.
not.
It does look like he's working himself towards a coronary, though.
The
That's
worst
what. So that's what
thing
I'm
that,
gonna lower
frankly,
the volume a little.
in my opinion,
Frankly,
Please
the
do.
worst thing that the
Frankly,
Biden administration did to our country is the
Let me
invasion
pull up
at the border. The last administration and their allies
I'm
in
gonna
Congress
lower the
brought in
volume a little bit,
millions and
'cause
millions of
ultimately-
migrants. And
Oh,
gave
thank God.
What he is
housing,
saying is just
while
a complete
your
load
rent
of
and housing
bullshit.
costs skyrocketed. Over 60%
but
of growth in the
what
rental
I'm
market came
visually
from foreign
seeing
migrants.
here, and I
At the
am
same
not a
time,
medical
illegal
doctor,
aliens
but I
stole
recognize
American
people's
jobs
behavior.
and flooded emergency
This is-
rooms, getting free health care and education
This
paid for
is
by you,
currently
the
the
American
rant
taxpayer. They
of
also increased the
someone
cost
who
of
is-
law.
Did you turn his volume down a little more?
Yeah.
I'm still not hearing you.
No, you're not.
I think he started talking louder as soon as you turned your volume down.
This is what he is portraying right now is someone who is highly medicated. And when I say highly medicated, I'm talking like Adderall, basically straight cocaine.
To me, it looks like he's on coffee flavored vodka.
Well,
That's the kind of pattern I'm noticing, but maybe that's just me.
This is this is I have to believe that for something like this they have to drug him up. We're already with the bruising on his hands, we already know that he's taking infusions. Likely the infusions are to stop the plaque buildup on his brain, which ultimately leads to Alzheimer's.
And have stolen billions and billions of dollars from Minnesota and indeed from the United States.
I don't know. Some of the things that he said already just
before my election,
I don't understand. I don't understand how someone can watch this and especially when he's talking about the price of drugs and bringing down the price of drugs 500, 600%. Because if anyone had their drug prices dropping 500, 600%, you would be being paid to take medication. You would be receiving payment for taking in medication. And the fact that when he says these things, the wages aren't up. Unemployment is up. Unemployment is up. It is what 4.5%, something like that, based on the last numbers. And it is asinine to me that he needs to stand in front of a microphone, preempt Survivor, like finale night.
Be no more fitting tribute to this epic milestone than to complete the comeback of America.
And there are people that are watching this or that are going to see the highlights on Fox News or Newsmax or whatever tomorrow. And the hosts are going to sit there and be like, he brought the truth. He did. I'm going to be honest. I got to turn him off. I can't sit there and do it anymore. I'm sorry.
Well, if he does anything interesting, pull him back up. So keep a half an eye out over there if he keels over.
I'll do that. Oh, no, he's ending it. He just said, God bless you all. And then he fell asleep.
It?
Yeah.
Seriously? He's done?
That was it. Yeah. 20 minutes. That was it. I mean.
So the whole purpose of that was to counter reality.
And
right. So the reality of prices are up, unemployment's up, more layoffs than ever before, more bankruptcies of small businesses in 15 years. Things are falling apart, and he had to get up there to save his ass and just provide a counterfactuals to the reality of the world, and then additional promises for next year. And I don't know how much time that buys him, but no amount of declarations is going to change the impact of what you and I experience at the grocery store every day.
Right.
It doesn't change that reality.
Right. And ultimately anyone that denies that, I think that is the Trump derangement syndrome. This idea that they have put so much faith in someone who has failed his way upwards over and over and over again, that he, the idea that he can sit there and say that egg prices are down 80%. So egg prices, I think, for a dozen eggs got up to as much as $4 for a dozen that I remember. 80%, you're bringing egg prices down to under $1. And that's not where egg prices are currently. Egg prices are like, I want to say
so he read off of a teleprompter. So when he started talking about drug prices coming down 600%, that must mean that somebody wrote that on his teleprompter for him.
Yeah.
Who is doing that and why? What is the intention of saying something that is mathematically impossible and absolutely ridiculous?
Can I tell you that I wish that Aaron Sorkin would write a Trump version of The West Wing. Like what we had back in the early 2000s with, Michael Douglas it was Martin Sheen, but a Trump version of, because when you watched The West Wing, you got to see the inner workings fictionally of them.
Okay. So if you're looking for inner workings, there is such a show. It's called Veep. Have you not seen that show?
Yeah.
Perfect. A whole bunch of buffoons circling around a buffoon president. That is the show.
That's fair. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
So the only thing I think new that I heard, everything else, every word out of his mouth is regurgitation of stuff he's been saying on the campaign trail or saying at press conferences. Nothing is new,
right?
Except that one thing about what was it called? The Patriot payout.
Yeah.
$1,776 going to every U.S. service member.
Right.
I wonder what that does to the bank. I mean, what is that cost right there?
Here's I am, unless there is an absolute need for some sort of a bailout of the American people, service members, I won't deny that I think service members aren't afforded enough, but I think that more needs to be done towards their health care. More needs to be done towards their mental health care.
Yeah, that money can go right to their health savings account, which could be used to buy health insurance.
Modernizing the VA, abandoning the analog system that they have now and updating computer systems so that we could be more effective and more efficient.
Does that check that is already in the mail, does that move the needle on his popularity?
No. Damn it. Yes, probably. I think that.
Well, you got a Trump check during COVID, right?
I did.
And with his name and signature on it, he actually held it up so he can get his signature and name on it.
Yep.
Did that change your opinion of Trump when you took that and cashed that check?
No, but I am of sound mind and body, and I recognize when I'm being
debatable.
Okay, fair. I'll give you that one. That's true. But
you're dodging imaginary gunshots behind you. I mean, I've already questioned what's going on with you tonight.
Actually, I've gotten text messages from neighbors asking if I heard gunshots. And,
no kidding.
And then during the speech, for about 3 or 4 minutes, lots of sirens. Like I could hear the sirens off in the distance. I have concern. This is not a violent neighborhood or a violent area, but these were.
Except when your local legislator threatened to fight you on your lawn. I mean, besides that, it's a peaceful neighborhood.
Yeah, but I've punched a guy in the neck before. That doesn't faze me. But and he was a service member too. But I don't know. It did not change my opinion, but and ultimately, I don't know that it would change people's opinions about him. They would not sway them to be like, oh, Donald Trump's a savior now. But I think that it would embolden people to be more defensive for the president. I think that there are people that military service members that, especially in some of the branches where I have friends that have left the military from their specific military branches that have literally said they brainwash us when we join up when we're 18 years old, when we don't know any better. And it is literally propaganda to brainwash us. And, if they stay in long enough to retire with full benefits, then it's only because they were promoted through the system to be able to move out of that realm of the brainwashing. But I think that there are service members that it would strengthen their approval of the president. For somebody like me, it doesn't have an effect because I just see it for what it is, and that's grifting. Because his poll numbers are 36% on approval right now. He has a 61% disapproval rating on the economy. He has a 72% disapproval rating on affordability. He has
and he thinks it's the media that's causing that those poll numbers, and not the reality of the world people are living in.
Right.
And there's nothing he can say, no matter how angry he is, no matter what numbers he makes up, 600% off of prescription drugs, it's going to change reality.
Everything that was in this speech tonight was straight out of the Dictator's Playbook. This was a speech of propaganda because we're 2 days away from the Epstein files supposed to be being released. We literally had Jack Smith in front of the ethics committee or one of the committees for the House, that basically the information, it was not televised. It was a closed door session. But what came out of that was Jack Smith was days away from presenting evidence that showed that Donald Trump had a direct impact was directly
tried to influence the election.
To turn over the 2020 election.
Yeah. And then also the documents that he had kept. But the crime wasn't that he had held on to them. The crime was how he had refused to give them back, and how he had tried to mislead law enforcement officers who were trying to come and collect it. That was where the crime was.
Right.
You brought up an interesting term, propaganda. So yes, everything he said came out of a propagandist handbook. You say it with authority, be damned with the facts. You just plow on through and enough people will believe it. But let's say that Hitler, who was a master propagandist, right, was around today in the world of social media, where essentially everybody with a keyboard or a phone is a propagandist. You and I are. We have mouths and voices, and we can get up on our digital soapbox and spout off whatever we want to counter whatever the president or anybody else says. Could Hitler have been as effective in his propaganda speeches today
100%.
With this technology in everybody's hands?
100%. I absolutely believe that Hitler would have been more effective had the technology to spread his message and the Nazi movement. I absolutely believe that he would have been more effective across portions of Asia that they didn't get into because the technology wasn't available. You didn't have people with transistor radios that could hear speeches all the way from Berlin in, Timbuktu or southern parts of the continent of Africa. Like, it took literally the Nazis infiltrating parts of Africa for tribes and cities as far south as Johannesburg to know that there was even a war that there was a war going on. And even when they went, so
that was then. You're right. So information was slow back then. So in today's world, where information is instantaneous, I don't think he would have been as effective. Think about all the pushback in the organizations against ICE that are happening because we have people live streaming, because we have videos being taken, because we have photographs, and everybody is a journalist. If this had been the 1930s, you would have had maybe local newspaper accounts that ran editions later that night or the next day, but now you've got instantaneous. And I think that has blunted the power of ICE to an extent that without it, they would have had unfettered access to everything. They just wouldn't have been stoppable.
And you're right. To your point, we would have known of the atrocities of what the Nazis were doing to the Jews in Poland and Austria and Germany and France. We'd have known of that a lot quicker, because
just think about the surprise of the occupying forces as they walked in on the concentration camps. They were to every man surprised by what they saw.
Right.
But those images and people disappearing would have been instantaneously made available to the entire world. So I'm wondering if the fact that we live in this digital age is blunting the effect of this propagandist. Just a crazy thought.
I don't disagree. I think I agree with you on a side. I see what that propaganda does to people that I consider to be intelligent human beings, that hear things like the president talking about bringing down the cost of groceries and how we're living in the most affordable time period that we've ever seen in the United States, and knowing that their checking accounts are zero the day before that they get their paychecks.
Yeah.
They sit there and they still believe it. They still believe that Donald Trump has somehow, as the president of the United States, who has almost in every other presidency no impact on things like grocery prices or the price of gas. Like, these are all these are not things that the president has an effect on, except for this president, because we have had tariffs levied against countries, not because those countries are providing products that are directly competing with products created here in the United States, but because he is using tariffs in order to, as revenge against countries that have said, their leaders have said something about him. Canada didn't want to become the 51st state in the United States, so he enacted levies and tariffs against them.
Hey, let me ask you, do we have any comments in any of our social medias? I'm curious to know if there's been any feedback or questions being asked.
There was some comments on the TikTok, but they are well past where they let's see. GFJB said it was a waste of time. I refuse to listen to Donald Trump. Caesar Solace says that he can't afford to even eat meat anymore. Let's see. We got people. Spider Cat says, "Good God." This, I assume, was during the speech. Spider Cat said, "Sad."
Spider Cat's a man of few words, maybe a female. I don't know the gender, but certainly a soft-spoken person.
Zach apparently is claiming to be the one firing off the rounds, because he said, "Glad you can hear me. I emptied the mag," which I'm a little disturbed by. Just people talking about they can't afford to eat. Like, they can't. They're choosing whether or not they're buying their medication or whether they're buying groceries. Are they paying their rent, or are they paying their car payment? Like, that is the reality of where we're living right now, under a Donald Trump regime that has created this situation.
So do you think the poll numbers are going to be noticeably different in a couple of days as a result of this propaganda speech? Do you think it's going to move the needle?
I don't think it's going to be a result of the speech.
So let's say his polling number is 38% on the economy, right? Worst president ever since Hoover. Do you think it goes up to 39 or 40 before dropping back down? Do you think there's going to be any Trump bump?
I think that this is all basically a distraction away from what is coming on Friday. And
you really think it's all about the Epstein files?
I think everything is about the Epstein files. And I know that sounds deranged, and I get it, but I'm looking at it from the perspective of, this is a president who campaigned on releasing the Epstein files until his people got a hold of them.
So something comes out on Monday that's proof positive that he's boinking minors, and he's hoping that tonight's speech gave everybody enough reason to ignore the boinking.
It's straight out of the dictator's playbook. Putin would do the same thing.
So that the MAGA faithful are like, yeah, well, he may have boinked some underage girls, but look what he did for the border.
Yeah.
Look what he 600% drop in prescription drugs. Give him some more minors.
There's
the fact that he keeps saying minors. I crack up. Crack up. He's got to be doing that intentionally now.
Well, that's like,
God bless our minors.
It makes me think that he doesn't know what a minor is because he uses it the same way he uses the word asylum. Like an intelligent human being would recognize when he talks about these, they're coming for us, the asylum. He hears the word asylum and he thinks mental hospital. That these
he thinks Hannibal Lecter. He talked about Hannibal Lecter all on the campaign trail.
But these are people seeking asylum in the United States. So he's fucked up the word asylum. I think that the word,
and you think in all of these years, not one person has pulled him aside.
No,
Mr. President, Mr. President, we need to talk about this word here. Seeking asylum is not the same as a mental asylum.
I don't suspect that.
Not a single one. He is completely insulated.
Look, we had the interview with his chief of staff comes out in Variety, and this is an interview that apparently has been being the subject of this interview has been being conducted with what's her name, Wilds, since I want to say since like June. So there's like pieces of it have been basically being collected.
Oh, I didn't realize it was over that long of a period.
It's like 10 or 15 somewhere in there, number of actual like.
So I'm going to assume that the journalistic integrity was there and that she was quoted accurately in everything she said.
Yeah.
Why would she say that shit to the media?
I don't know.
What is she thinking?
She has not discredited. She has made it sound like
it's all out of context.
Yeah, it's out of context.
Yeah, right.
But that's the same as like Michael Wolff and like he had direct conversations with Donald Trump. He had the recordings. I have to believe that we're going to get the recordings of these Variety, the interviews with Variety, and it's going to be atrocious for the president once again, because these are things that she said specifically about live visibility restricted for 10 minutes. I don't know, whatever. I'm not worried about it.
Where was this on TikTok? We got restricted.
I don't know your feed eligibility standards under their community. So misinformation. Yeah, somebody. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm not concerned about TikTok because technically I have not seen the TikTok ban has gone away. Like officially, I think the TikTok ban is supposed to be back in place, right?
What do you mean? Are you talking about the law that Congress passed over a year ago now that TikTok was supposed to divest or be banned?
I think the executive order that Trump signed was like right at 90 days ago. So
which one? I mean, he signed a bunch of times.
He's done it a couple times now. But that's what I'm saying is that I have not heard that he has signed another executive order to extend the not ban of TikTok. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I fucking hate TikTok. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I hate TikTok. It is the
you know what I was doing for my podcast. I was doing well on TikTok. It was my number one medium for a while, and then I don't know. 3 weeks ago, the views started plummeting for no reason. Right? Nothing's changed. But where I used to get thousands of views on a video, now it's down to hundreds.
Yeah,
and I don't understand why. They've got this mysterious way about them, and they don't let you know what you're doing well or not doing well. You have to guess.
You never have a good reason for why they don't. They tell you community guidelines. And my mother texted. She said that Variety does have the recordings.
Yeah.
So my suspicion is that at some point, in order to So
what is your mother watching on?
I imagine she's watching on YouTube.
Watching us on YouTube. Hi, Mom. I got to meet Mom someday. Let me know when she's at your house. I'm gonna come by.
I will do that. I will make sure that we'll get you in town. We'll get Dr. Jermaine Johnson to come over. We'll get we'll just have a party at the house. We'll do that.
This sounds like a very surreal dream.
Oh,
Bill, Dr. Jermaine Johnson, and Mark Hamill. We're all at my house, and
the fact that you are crapping on my kinks is just anyway. Yeah. I am glad that his speech did not go so long.
I was surprised. Again, I think all of my predictions were false, except for one. The prediction that it would be boring, that one came true.
Yeah, because there's nothing.
But nothing else. It was a big fart in the wind, is what that was.
Preference says that Trump will not ban TikTok until he can find some way to profit from it. So, and I agree. TikTok will remain in place, sadly, until there's some monetary value that he can make off of either continuing TikTok on or the sale of whatever, the United States. If the government buys TikTok for some reason, and then we have to suffer from an onslaught of Donald Trump propaganda on TikTok, then I'll be done with it. That'll be the end of it.
All right, Barrett. I think we overstayed our welcome for tonight.
Let's end it. All right. On that bombshell, it's going to wrap it up for this episode. Big thanks for everybody watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, you can follow Bill at PoliticalBillSC. You can follow myself at Barrett Gruber. Thank you very much for liking and hitting that bell. If you can't do anything else, at least.
I think apologies are in order too. We apologize for inflicting that man on our audience tonight.
Yeah,
we were expecting something a lot more interesting than what we got. We couldn't have known.
That was easily the most.
Had we known that was what he was going to be doing, we would not have gone through with this.
We would have gone with a regular show.
If this had been an announcement of an impending invasion of Venezuela, then that would have been great. We were there live commenting on it, but there was nothing of interest in what we heard tonight.
I'm telling you.
So we apologize.
Really,
it was Barrett's idea.
It was Barrett's idea. That's okay. All right. Well, give us a 5-star review. Give us a like. Follow us.
And despite Barrett's ideas, give us a 5-star review.
Until next time, you all stay safe, be kind, and keep your hands to yourself.